everyone, welcome to the vlog for Monday, September 15th, 2014. And today we're going to be talking about all the new features coming out in iOS 8. So it's currently Monday, iOS 8 comes out on Wednesday, but this is the final version of iOS 8 that I have on my phone here. This is running on an iPhone 5S, so technically this should be running pretty smoothly, and yeah, because it is the newest iPhone that's out right now. The 6 comes out on Friday. So let's just get this started. So first off, you just noticed here when you swipe down for Spotlight, you'll see this new thing that will just tell you about the new features of Spotlight. So in addition to searching your phone, you can do suggestions from the internet, movies and stuff like that, and food. So if I said, you know, like The Fault in Our Stars, there you go, and it'll tell me that it's playing at one theater nearby with showtimes at 7:20, which I think it's pretty handy. So Spotlight's been improved. That's one of the new improvements in iOS 8. Now, one of the other improvements in iOS 8 is actionable notifications. So I'm going to show you how this works through Messages because it's the only app that currently supports it right now. But as developers add more support for more apps, you'll see it in third-party apps too, like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, etc. So let's get started. So if you get a text message and it comes down from the top of the screen, you just pull down on it and you get this quick reply prompt. So now you can just say whatever you want. Now the thing is also that this new thing up here is built into Apple's default keyboard on iOS 8, which is predictive texting. So I've actually seen this work in multiple cases. I obviously can't show it to you right now because I have no one to text at this moment. But if someone sends you a question, then the options will be yes, no. It's even gone so far as to when someone says like something, it'll have no problem as a suggestion, and over time it learns what you've typed, which is pretty cool. But this actionable notification thing doesn't just work for Messages, it works for every app. This also works on the lock screen, but you can turn that off if you don't want that feature for privacy reasons. Also, if you have the emoji keyboard turned on, you now have a smiley face instead of the globe. But if you have more than one keyboard, then it'll go back to the globe. Now the thing is also, you can have multiple keyboards in iOS 8. There are none on the App Store right now, but you'll be able to download keyboards and use them, whatever keyboard you want. I know Swipe is coming to iOS, which was a big requested feature. So now in group chats, you have the option of, okay, I don't know what's going on here. Now in group chats, you have the option of deleting people from a group chat. So if you just slide over on their name, you'll be able to remove them from that group chat if they're being overly annoying. You can also add people to group chats, and you can name group chats. The only problem with naming them that I found is when you get the notifications on your lock screen, it says the name as if it were part of the message, so it can get a little bit confusing if you do that. You can also send your current location and share your location to any of your contacts, not just in group chats. So if you're trying to find someone, this can be kind of helpful. You can also do not disturb specific people or specific conversations, and you can also leave the conversation yourself. You also see a log of all of the attachments that you've ever sent to someone, which can be scary or good depending on what they are. Also, if you put a group chat or any other chat in Do Not Disturb, you will see that little moon icon next to it alerting you that it's in Do Not Disturb. If there are any texts that you haven't read from that group chat while it's in Do Not Disturb, then the icon will light up blue. You can hit this little icon right here and hold it down, and you'll be able to record an audio message. If you want to send the message, slide up to there and let go, and it'll send the message. If you want to delete the message after you've sent it and not send it if you messed up or something, slide your finger over to the X and it'll delete the message. If you tap on the camera icon, it'll now give you your most recently taken pictures and give you the option to send them right there or add a comment to them and then send them. However, you can also take a photo like you did before or go to your photo library. This is just a simple way to scroll through all of your recent pictures. If you hold down on the camera icon, it'll now take you right into the camera, and you can either take a video or a picture. You can slide up to take a picture, it'll take the picture, and then it'll automatically send it. So it's basically like Snapchat. Then head over to Settings and then Messages, and then go down to keep messages. This new keep messages option will allow you to automatically delete all of your iMessage and text messages after 30 days, 1 year, keep them forever like you used to. So this is good if you are messaging a lot and you don't necessarily want to keep them. Also, with the new audio and video messages, you'll be able to let these messages expire after 2 minutes. It's kind of like Snapchat, so they'll just go away. But you won't really have a way of knowing if someone has that setting on or not, so don't use it like Snapchat, and same with the videos. The audio also has an option to raise to listen, as you can see right there. So basically, if someone sends you an audio message, the phone will use its proximity sensor to see if you have the phone up against your ear, and if you have the phone up against your ear, then it'll play the message automatically, and you won't need to hit the play icon. Also, now in iOS 8, the control center looks a little bit different. Functionally, it's pretty much exactly the same, but it looks different now. So, you know, if you like it when things look different, that's cool. Also, now in Notification Center, if you hit this little edit button, it'll bring up the current widgets that you have in Notification Center. Now, if you've ever seen an Android phone, I'm sure that you're familiar with widgets, which they have on their home screen. They're now in Notification Center, so as apps add support for widgets, you'll be able to put them. They'll be in your Do Not Include section of your Notification Center edit screen, and you'll be able to move them up here, and then they should appear in your Notification Center whether your device is locked or not. So if you want to check something really quickly, you can pull this down from the lock screen, and you'll be able to see your Notification Center with stuff. Now in Notes, you're able to insert photos. So if you hit Insert Photo, it'll bring up your photo library, and you'll be able to add photos to that. Also in Photos now, they've gotten rid of the camera roll, so now there's only recently added, etc. If you want to get the function that the camera roll used to have, just tap on the Photos icon, and it'll serve basically the same purpose as the camera roll did before, with one exception, which is that it will now tell you the time that the photo was taken, which I think is actually pretty cool. Another feature in Photos that I think is awesome is if you hit Edit, you can now adjust a ton of different settings in your photo, so the saturation, and you can get really specific with this, and you don't really need third-party apps to edit photos anymore, which is pretty cool. Also, third-party apps can add extensions into Photos, so say that Camera Plus or Square Ready or whatever wants to add their features into the default Photos app, then they'll be able to do that now. So you'll be able to get all of your extensions in one place instead of jumping from app to app to app to edit a photo, as, you know, many people do on Instagram. There's now a new option in Photos that allows you to recover deleted photos, and I'm actually not sure how I feel about this. But anyways, when you delete a photo now, you can delete it, and then if you go into your albums, you will see this new recently deleted album. These photos and videos that are here will be deleted after 30 days, but if you accidentally delete something, you can come here and you can recover it or delete it forever, so be wary of that if you delete something and you think it's gone forever. In the camera, there is now a new selfie timer. That's what Apple's calling it. That's not what I'm calling it. If you hit this, you can time your photos for 3 seconds or 10 seconds. So when you hit the thing, then it'll take 10 photos at once in burst mode if you have a 5S, or if you have anything lower than that, it'll just take 1 photo, but after 3 seconds, so you have time to jump into the shot, or after 10 seconds if you really care that much about your pictures. There's also a new time-lapse option, and I believe this is for every iPhone after the 5. This is one of the only features the 4S doesn't get in iOS 8. So you can go ahead and take a time-lapse video if you would so like. There are now new exposure settings in the photo and video mode, so if you tap down, you'll get this little sun icon, and you can move the sun icon up or down this bar to adjust the exposure before you take a picture. You can also do it after. The default weather application now shows a 9-day view instead of the 5-day forecast. So if you scroll down from here, you will be able to see the 9-day view, the hourly view up here, and then all of this extra information. Apple is now also using the Weather Channel to do their default application, so it should be more accurate because Yahoo's weather solution was pretty awful. So hopefully things are better. This new Tips app has been added. Apple says they're going to update this every week, but this is basically for people who are new to iOS to learn how iOS works, which is pretty okay. Apple has also added a new app named Health, which will work with the Apple Watch to track your data, but also works with the M8 chip in the new iPhone 6 and 6 Plus to track your data as well. You can also enter data manually, as I've done here, so, you can do that too if you want. You can also add a medical ID, which will help if you're in an emergency. It'll show up on your emergency screen in your lock screen. Passbook has now added the option for credit cards, as you can see reflected in its icon right there. Now if you go to Settings, General, and then Usage, and then Battery Usage, the battery usage section has been updated to give you a full list of what apps in the last 24 hours or, in the last week have taken up most of your battery life. So you can see if there are any apps that are really killing your battery life, and it'll, fix that. You can fix that problem. Another really cool thing now is that if an app is excessively using your location in the background, Apple will let you know through a notification, and you'll be able to shut off that app's location services so that that doesn't keep happening. Very minor change in Safari. The bookmarks icon has now been changed. It looks a little different. I don't really think anybody cares that much, but Another thing in Safari is that Safari will now suggest websites as you type. For instance, if I search chicken nuggets, then it'll bring me the Wikipedia article for chicken nuggets right here, and if you tap on it, it'll take you straight to Wikipedia to the article about chicken nuggets. I think this is actually really cool that they integrated this, and as you saw when I was typing, if you type chick, and there you go, it'll give me Chick-fil-A in Washington. Obviously, that is not where I am, so I'm a bit confused as to why it thinks I'm near Washington. But that should work correctly. I don't know why it didn't for me. Another new feature in Safari is the ability to request the desktop site. So for instance, this is Apple's mobile version of their website. If you need to get to the desktop version of the site for something, you can scroll up right here and press Request Desktop Site. And in Apple's case, it doesn't work because apparently they don't want you to see the desktop version of their site. So you're not going to, but in most cases, it will work. Siri will now automatically fill in the words that you're saying while you're saying them. So here's a test. Hey Siri, what's up? I really like you.
Hi there, birds.
One last feature in iOS 8 is this new favorites bar up here. So you can use this to quickly contact people in your favorites. Your recent contacts will also be here by default, but you can either have it to be just your recents, just your favorites, or both. So if you tap on someone, it gives you the option to call them, message them, FaceTime audio, or FaceTime call them, which is pretty cool. Just a neat little thing, and you can still use the multitasking tray as you did before. iOS 8 is coming out this Wednesday, which is September 17th. It'll be compatible with every iPhone from the 4S up. So that's the iPhone 4S, 5, 5C, 5S, 6, and 6 Plus. It'll be out for every iPad after the iPad 2, so the iPad 2, 3rd gen, 4th gen, and the iPad Air. Both iPad minis, so the normal and the Retina display, and the iPod Touch 5th generation. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. That's just a look at some of the new features of iOS 8. There's a lot of them, and there's some that I didn't cover either because I wasn't able to show them, or because there's just too many to count. If you would like to see more of the features of iOS 8, then you can go to apple.com/iOS, and you should see it there. But anyway, guys, that was the vlog for Monday, September 15th, 2014, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.